ABC Kinderteach presents Maggie and Milo, written by Julie Brenning, illustrated by Priscilla Burris. Which one is Maggie? Which one is Milo? I'm thinking this is Milo and this is Maggie. This is Maggie. Maggie is an excellent adventurer, a pretty good songwriter, a bit of a scientist, and Milo's very best friend. This is Milo. Milo is a dog. It's a big dog. And this is the awesome package Maggie's grandma sent. It had all the necessities or needed things for a frog hunt. Boots and knowledge, which means there's boots and a book. Country dogs like Milo don't wear boots. That night, Maggie told Milo, "We need to get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow we hunt frogs." So they're going to go frog hunting tomorrow. I bet they're going to be excited. Milo looks just tired. The next morning, Maggie pulled on her new blue boots, which were perfect for this kind of adventure, and her favorite dress, which was just plain perfect. And she was off, and Milo is carrying the pail. Well, almost. Maggie ran back to the bathroom to brush her teeth, which she had completely forgotten to do. At breakfast, Maggie handed a note to her brother that said, "Please keep the chit-chat to a minimum." And chit-chat is just talking about little things. "I'm in a hurry." Her brother rolled his eyes, which is apparently how 12-year-olds communicate. Maggie focused. Eating quickly requires serious concentration or paying close attention. Breakfast took exactly 11 3/4 bites. So she ate fast. Looks like Milo's eating underneath the table. Then she was off, for real this time. "I am Frog Hunter," shouted Maggie. Stopping at the edge of the world, she called, "Milo!" So she's calling for Milo to join her, but looks like he's interested in chasing a dragonfly, maybe? "I am Frog Hunter, and he is Milo." Together, Maggie and Milo ran down the hill past the chicken coop. And a chicken coop looks like this. Sometimes it's off the ground. Through the Valley of the Ferns. And all the way to the pond where, I think she's going to be jumping in. Maggie tested the waterproofness of her new boots to see if they leaked. After sufficient stomping, enough stomping to check, she announced, "Milo, my feet are perfectly dry." That's important. Grandma always says wet feet make for a very long day, which is true. Wet feet do make for a long day. So she jumps around in the pond and says her boots don't leak. Maggie stood in the water. She waited for a frog. Maggie waited 1,000,000 minutes. Nothing happened. Now, it really wasn't 1,000,000 minutes. It just felt like a long, long time. This was boring. Boring in all capital letters. BORING. Boring. Maggie sang a song. She sang about frogs and waiting and blue boots. Milo wandered off. I wonder where he's going. So far, this was not working out as planned. "Milo," called Maggie. He wasn't there. "Milo." Maggie tried very hard not to think about losing Milo or being alone. In front of her, the cattails moved, and this is cattails. These are cattails, and that's what they really look like. They look almost like hot dogs, don't they? "Milo, is that you?" she asked, trying to sound brave. Slowly, Maggie pulled apart the cattails. "Do you think Milo's going to be there?" And there in the muck, or the sticky mud, was Milo and a frog. Milo had found a frog, and he looks like he's almost protecting the frog. The frog seems to be smiling. The chickens seem a bit mad that they're in the water. Maybe they want to be in the water instead. Maggie reached down and caught that frog. "Hi, I'm Maggie, and this is Milo. You will be called Alexander. Welcome to our pond." Gently, Maggie placed Alexander back into the water. She had to be very careful. Frogs are terribly squirmy. "Milo, you are so smart," squealed Maggie. This is a true statement. Border Collies are very smart. So she names the frogs, but then she puts the frogs back into the water. Milo barked, wagged his tail, and ran to another spot. Maggie followed close behind, and there in the muck was another frog right there. Maggie named the second frog Benjamin, the third one Cooper, the fourth one Daniel. Oh, see the pattern? Oh, the letters of the alphabet. Alexander for A, Benjamin for B, Cooper for C, Daniel for D. They're all boy names. That's interesting. After meeting Oliver, or letter O, Maggie realized all the frogs they had found were boys. Now, she doesn't know whether they're boy or girl frogs, but she's been naming them boy names. That was absurd. Not believable. "The world does not need any more boys," Maggie proclaimed, or said in an important way. She found Princess Penelope P. under a lily pad. Holding her newest catch, Maggie said, "Milo, there is no way I can think of a girl's name that begins with the letter Q." So she can't think of a name of a girl that starts with Q. She could have called it Queenie, right? So Maggie and Milo rested. It's not easy, this frog hunting. As Milo slept, Maggie sang a song, a quiet end of the day kind of song. So they're all very, very tired, and then the frogs are back in the pond, most of them. This one seems to be hiding out in the pail, but he can get out, so it must be okay. Afterward, Maggie and Milo walked home, through the valley of the ferns, past the chicken coop, and all the way back up the hill. It looks like she's using Milo's tail to help her get up the steep hill. Just as the sun was setting, they heard the most marvelous music. I wonder where the music's coming from. Side by side, they sat on the edge of the world, which really isn't true, but they feel like it's at the edge of the world, just listening to the frogs say goodnight. When the last note faded, which means when they stopped singing, Maggie said, "Milo, that was the very best day. I cannot wait for our next adventure." So she had a really good time. So she's saying, I'm looking forward to our next big adventure.